The timer was like way off from what was on YouTube.
I know. Every time.
I'm so confused at the beginning of this. Welcome back to Monday Night Live Chat. I know it's been a while. We get busy just like you all. So it's the dog days of summer. It's a little summer lull. So now we are back for a little check-in to see how your all summer is going. If you are already here in the comments, let us know if you are up or down this year. Love to know what's going on out there. Seems like it's crazy busy, but we never know.
Yeah. I just want to start by saying what's up to everybody that's in the chat, except two clips. Being two clips
Waterfed. Who's in here? Oh, yes. Nick Stafford, my friend. Yes. Thank you. Is it bad on YouTube to call people by their real name?
I don't know.
You know how on Reddit you can never say a person's real name if you know them. It's an immediate ban. Well, I got banned from a group for saying it.
I got banned from a group too, but that was just because I said that.
The no sleeves group?
Yeah.
Yes. That's what a group. Well, what have you been doing, Josh, for the past 2 months? Our last episode was like May 6th.
So long ago, man. It's been absolutely crazy. Like this year, it seems like I don't know if it's our busiest year ever by far because we're growing so fast, or if it's everybody's busiest year. But man, literally since May, I think this is like the first chance we've even had. This is the first time we've even really talked about it. We brought it up one time, like we should probably do this again. And it's like we're just so busy.
Yeah.
So it's been nuts. It's been nuts.
I don't think I've gotten a haircut since then. I might have. I don't even know.
That might actually be true. Listen.
Yeah.
This is the first time you see this right here. This is I have not had a haircut now it will be almost 3 weeks come Friday.
And what's average? 2 days?
Every 2 weeks on a Wednesday.
Days.
I'll get it done again this Wednesday, but it'll be almost 3 weeks. So
man, in the chat, let us know how often do you get your haircut, especially during the busy season when things are just crazy, but yet you look at a customer and they look at your awful hair and you say, I need to get a haircut. How often are your haircuts?
Yeah, that's a good one.
During that, I think I would wear my hat all year long, where unless my hair started coming out over my sunglasses and it comes out to the side, like you'll see in some of my videos, it's like that.
Yeah,
that's when I decide to cut it. So that's happening right now. So I have to go get a haircut. So.
Dude, that is the trend now with the chillins these days. It's the hat with the mullet stuff, wispy. Like I always joke, and my youngest daughter, always talks about it as being a baseball player. That's like the baseball player look. They got like the mullet with the hat on over their mop of hair.
Is this the front mullet now? Like the front bunch of curly hair, and then they have the back all tidied up?
It's just like all overgrown, crazy. Like a lion's mane.
Man,
see, you're in style, man. You don't even know it.
No, I am not. I've never been one of style. That's just not my thing. Like once when I was working at Fish, they said to us, okay, you guys all have to start wearing collared shirts or button ups. And I almost quit that day. I was like, there's no way that I am doing that whatsoever, that I'm climbing up on a ladder in a collared shirt or a button shirt and working my ass off all day and sweating and having these thick shirts. There's just no way it's happening. Did you ever do collared shirts?
Yeah, dude. So we had collar shirts for estimates. The problem and the benefit was we did poly blends for those because we're like, oh, they'll always look nice. They won't get wrinkled. It's like wearing a trash bag. It was like, it's so hot. So every time you'd go out doing something with one of those on, you're like, it's terrible.
Oh man, I could understand it for quotes and bids and sales. I mean, that you gotta look good. Why not? Why not?
This is a Costco shirt, you know. Back to my normal no fashion. That's
I have 100% free WCR or Xero shirts, or my favorite gray shirts that just have a squeegee set in some sort of different way, like squeegee. What is it? The Elon Musk one. My wife absolutely loves them. It's her favorite shirts. Yep, and it shows off my belly, super nice. So it's always
your belly button. It's one of my favorite things ever. I don't want to alarm anybody that's listening. By the way, if you're listening, make sure to thumbs up the video. Like right now, give us hearts and thumbs because it's got to rank. SteveO is just a struggling YouTuber who needs more people to watch. And I know it's slow, so it would help.
Well, you know, it's actually really funny. Not stupid to say.
Hold on. Am I going to find this funny because I have like 600 followers? Or
what I've noticed in that since I don't post nearly as much as I used to. I don't post any shorts. I haven't been posting videos. Like the whole warehouse video was whatever. But I've noticed that they don't put my videos as much out there because the views are just like way down. But then again, I don't really care. But yeah, I mean, it's interesting that once you stop the regular posting, I haven't stopped this much in, I don't know, maybe 6 or 7 years, but you start to see the analytics just start to go down and down and down. And then YouTube now will start saying to you, hey, it's time to post a video. Hey, it's time to post a short. It's time to get people involved. And I'm like,
buddy,
gosh, like, what else do you do?
When you're already feeling like a pile of garbage, you're watching and it's like binging and it's like, are you still there? Like, yeah. Like, I'm still there. Like, thank you.
I haven't watched enough of the show yet today. I really want to watch more. Please, God.
By the way, if you're watching, put in the comments if you've seen the warehouse video that Steve put together. It was phenomenal, I thought.
Yes. Sorry if there's a couple awkward parts. We filmed this, like, we tried to film an outro, and it was just windy as crap, and there was no way to use it. Yeah, there's just no way to do it. So it's my weird ass at the very end.
You're not really known for intros and outros though either.
No. So I've pretty much set the trend very, very well, and that you shouldn't expect much. I mean,
it works out then. You're like, oh, we didn't have time to do an outro. Wait a second, that's my thing.
Yeah. Trying to see, I forget that what we do in here is questions, and I'm trying to actually look through here real quickly to see if there's any questions. Quick question. I don't know if any of you guys saw today. New product alert, just for fun, because this is a very interesting product. I'm going to put it here in the chat, because if you haven't seen this, and I'm sure none of you probably have, it's the Mormon Spray Ray Complete set.
It's snuck in.
What do you think of this?
So now, we saw that at
say what it is maybe in November. First.
Yeah. Huh? Go ahead. Tell them what it was. I saw it in ISSA in November. So I already knew about this product. But
nice. I have seen some videos, and I saw a video Frank Rave put up on like Facebook of it at one of the European conventions. But basically what it is you have a spray bottle on your side, and then hoses that go up to like a little pump thing that's on the actual pole. And then that pumps water over your flick pad, gets the window wet, scrub a dub, and then squeegee off. I was looking at the description though, and it said like good for 15 to 20 windows. And then I didn't really get to see like how long the hose is. But would this be actually like something that any of y'all in the chat would use regularly? My only thing when I saw like the picture of, I wish you don't have a way to put like photos real easily out on the chat, do you?
I kind of like, I will, as we're talking, I'll like get it and try to pull it up.
Yeah. My only thing was, man, like, it's cool. It's a really good idea. Mormon is one of the, like, I know some people are like, oh my gosh, it feels like toys, like whatever. Some stuff's really good. Some stuff's not as good. But this is like the first product like this. I don't know if it's like needed, but it's cool in what it does for sure.
Yeah. It's like new. I guess it's like the only, not, I don't want to say the only reason. I feel like that is the reason that it will do what it does is because it's new. Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah. So you get 30 feet of hose with it. So, I mean, that's pretty good. If you were doing a bunch of windows in the sun, or you're doing a bunch of windows like super high up, I guess that'd be useful. My thought, though, was what if you were to put like a indoor cleaning solution for pads? Like if you were to use this with, it's kind of similar to like IPC Cleano or even Unger Ninja, and that you could use it as just an inside water-fed pole with pure water and rubbing alcohol to like polish out windows.
Yeah. You could. I think that the concept is like really, really cool. I have not figured out how to
cool.
utilize that yet. Hold on, I'm trying to figure out the.
I think you got it here.
I'm trying to like shuffle things around. Anyway, there we go. We'll just do that so you can kind of sort of see. It's like a belt system that kind of goes up the pole, and it's a cool design, but I'm not quite sure how I would use it yet. But I also don't like hoses and things. I'm like a big wireless guy, so I would prefer wireless, which is like the Stingray itself, maybe
like Bluetooth water fed pole.
There you go. When does that come out? That would be great.
It's not. that will not be a thing.
Yeah. That will never be a thing.
There's WCR's model here. Okay. Yeah.
I always see if it's most things. By the way, you want to know something that's absolutely funny to me, at least, is me and Steve both went to the warehouse the exact same time, the exact same everything, and everything was like, "Oh, SteveO's at the warehouse. Here's some pictures of SteveO at the warehouse."
What am I doing?
I just was like inside, and I was like, "All right."
Josh locked himself inside of a closet. We didn't know where he was at the whole entire time, and if there's food poisoning or something, we just don't know where he was at. So we just had to film and get things done.
Apparently, it's cool. I mean, I get it. You know, it's my fault for not being as attractive as you. So I get it. You know, I get it.
Look at this. Look at this. I don't know what's going on. This would be actually really. And we'll probably be going to the warehouse again in probably the fall or something like that. And so we've never asked this question, but if there are maybe things that you want to see that we don't show in those videos, maybe you're not interested in those videos, and I totally get it at the same time, let us know. Like maybe talking a little bit more with Alex, maybe talking a little bit more with Chris.
As overwhelming for everybody than it is, because we go there and like, what should we film on? And we're like, I mean, we got the entire warehouse and we're like, I don't know, like what's here, but there's 15,000 things there. It's hard to like figure out a thing, you know?
Well, there's so many things too that like are there that aren't overly popular because so many of the popular items just could, purchased. But I mean, then again, how much can you really talk about all that stuff too at the same time?
What's the most popular thing that we sell right now, would you think?
I think it is actually one of our water-fed pole kits. As far as the most looked at item, one of our most popular items, I think, is the Techno Pad kit. It's a very popular one. Mormon's 2.0 handle. That's super popular, right? You know the answer to this. You're not telling me.
I'm wondering from you.
I don't know, but by data, what is it? What is it by data?
Well, I haven't checked in last month, so I have to check. You know what I did find interesting though is that as soon as we started the free gift program, all of a sudden like the boss clip is like people are talking about I've never heard anybody talk about that ever, and all of a sudden it's in like everybody's order. Same boss with like clip. The WCR Ultra Valve. Oh, it's another like
so great,
relatively uncommon things, and all of a sudden everybody's like, those are great.
I gotta get one of those.
You're gonna give me my free gift, you son of a.
Yeah, if you're on windowcleaner.com, there's an awesome thing. It's a free gift program now. So like basically if your subtotal is over $100, ask one of us the free gift. I try to always make sure that everyone gets the choice of like what they want, but take advantage of it. It's there to take advantage of. But also, it's an awesome program that like really no one else has. But I have seen it more on a bunch of no other window cleaning distributors doing it because I don't think they could afford it. But honestly, I saw it at Harbor Freight. You now get like a free gift when you check out. So it's definitely like this e-commerce kind of trend. And maybe it's been around forever. I don't know.
It might just be becoming more here. You're always looking for reasons for people to shop with us, right?
Okay.
And I think that that's where it is. And I know it erodes margin and everything else, but it's really nice when you're like, hey, if I shop here, at least I get a free something, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Getting it off the ground is a little bit tricky because it's easy to forget and, you know,
yeah.
But
if you ever want to know where it's at, just go to the homepage and scroll down, and you can find it right there. As far as that goes, well, yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say before we get too far in anything, Big Stool, which I hope is like the kind you sit in, not the kind you make, but said, "Hey fellas, may sound silly, but landed my first paying customer, exterior residential job. Nervous but excited. Thanks for all the advice." That's all. I just want to give you a clap because that's the biggest and hardest thing to do in business is get that first job. Like everything from here is going to be easier than what it was starting. So if you're in the comments, go ahead and give them a big shout out for that. So congrats.
Fun question about that. Who has ever framed their first dollar? Is that a thing anymore? Yeah, this guy.
I have my first check I ever made still on my wall here. And I still have my my real dollar bill was my first $100,000 I made in a year. I have that on the wall with a bank stamp on it.
Wow.
Yeah. Those were interesting to me, just like, little things. But
nowadays it'd be like just you'd print out your first invoice that was paid and just put that up on the wall.
Right. You're like, oh,
there's no money. There's no money anymore.
I wanted my first check. I wanted the actual like voided check. And they were like, yeah, we can't do that. Yeah. But because I had not made any money yet, I was like, I kind of have to cash that. So I'll just take a photocopy. So I have a photocopy of the first check ever, but
there you go. Yeah. Yep. You taking the routing number? That's not good, man. It's not good. Did some pro bono.
Funny about that is like everybody's so secure. Like I'm not giving you my bank. Well, like 5-10 years ago, you had pieces of paper in your pocket that just had your bank account number. Like it's like a super common thing. Like, oh, here's my bank and like the password to my house.
The thing is too is that if someone really wanted your information these days, they would get your information. It sucks. It's sad, but it's the reality of that. Like, yes, so many people are so protective, and it's great that people are protective of their stuff, and they should be as much as they can. But literally, if you think of these huge companies that either get ransomed on, MGM Grand got ransomed like 4 or 5 months ago for information, and it's either you pay this you pay us $5 million, $1 billion, whatever, or you don't get this information back and we should. Like AT&T got hacked just a couple days ago.
Dude, I have LifeLock. Not that this is a plug for LifeLock, but I get probably once every 2 months, if not maybe a little more than that, they will like send an alert and be like, was this you? And I'm like, no. And they just like handle everything else and it disappears. So it's like credit cards and like car loans and everything. There's people using your information for that stuff.
Yeah. It's scary. We have a question here from Isaiah that he's asked a couple times, if that's him or whatever. Thoughts on Facebook ads? I never did Facebook ads, so
I really like Facebook ads, but it has to be split tested. Like the worst thing you can do is be lazy in ads. Like there's so many times that people are like, I've had this Facebook ad up all summer, it does all right, but Facebook ads don't work for me. And it's like, you put something together and then just put it up. Like if Facebook, of all things, within an hour, they'll approve it and you're back on. You should be split testing, changing something in the ad every single day. And if you don't have time for that, hire somebody.
Yeah. Probably be best to hire somebody.
Yeah.
I'm surprised more people don't hire because you get like, I received an email the other day of someone who started a business, and I think they're inspired by all of us as far as that goes, but then business isn't going well and they want to know what to do. But then you kind of ask, so what are you doing? And that's typically where sometimes either the conversation goes completely dead, you don't hear back, or when they finally get back to you, you kind of look at it and you're like, well, like, are you really going all into it? Or like, are you just trying to do a couple things and see what happens? Because if you're doing that, then yeah, most likely not going to succeed.
What's interesting, like the most interesting eye-opening thing for me was like, if you really genuinely look at yourself, would you hire yourself or would you fire yourself? Like, are you doing enough to make yourself an asset to the company? Because you're probably the highest paid person in your company. Are you doing enough for that? And there's a lot of people who like, when they really kind of look at that, they're like, oh yeah, I could probably be doing a lot more, or I could be like, not be wasting my time doing stupid things,
Right. Exactly. Kimball Barlow, I have a question. Do you guys knock doors for jobs or just have a website customers go to? So this kind of piggybacks what we were just talking about, and that there's never like one thing that like you should be doing just to get jobs. I know a lot of people are knocking doors currently, but like if you're knocking doors, why wouldn't you also have a website? Why wouldn't you also try to get reviews? Why wouldn't you try to create as many avenues as possible for customers to get in contact with you? There's just too many of times where people get so locked onto, I think, like one concept, and there's just so many things you can be doing. And just like you just said, Josh, is like hiring out the right people to do this is really where I think growth is going to happen, because I'm not going to be good at it. Like if I ever start a window cleaning business again, like that's the route I would go to 100%, is just hiring out all the people that do that thing and let them do it.
Do you know how like much more you make by hiring somebody doing your taxes? When everybody's like, I do my taxes. Like, you don't know tax law, hire somebody. And then it's like one of those things like, well, I'll save money. You're not saving money. It's the same thing with all this. Is like, you could pay an ads manager like $400 a month. And you're like, well, I don't want to waste what if they're ads? That's one sale, you know, they're going to get more sales than you. So you got to kind of do
that. Let's see here. So then we had a good question from Trav Solomon, just asked a question. Oh, Big Stu, that was his. Billy Bob. I was cleaning windows and a Karen came into the backyard while I was cleaning just to tell me they were taking my yard signs. They had already had 2. They're illegal. What should I do? Jeez. You know what's so funny about that is in neighborhoods, I don't know. Is it legal or illegal? I guess it could matter on the actual HOA rules.
It's up to the town. The HOA doesn't necessarily own the streets, but they're maintaining part of it. So it's not really the HOA, but you're still a company. What do you want to do for a yard sign that costs you $5? You want to like make up a big stink, or you could be like, oh, sorry. Hey, you know what? I apologize. I didn't know. I'll definitely do a better job. And like, your business now, how you handle that is different. If you yell at them and say, give me back my yard signs, Karen, then she goes and tells everybody how terrible of a company you are. So just play it cool. Like whatever.
Where on the job were your yard signs? Because that would be the next question of if they were on the lawn of the home you were doing. Technically, that would be the customer's decision whether or not they want this removed, not somebody passing by. So that's time to start.
If you're still there, like that's whatever. There's people, even if they're not taking them down, she just put it up a big stink enough so she could tell all of her friends how she's helping the world out by, you know, taking down these yard signs. Just like, hey, can I at least have my signs back? You know?
Would you ever do like the large, like banners? They're not banners, but they're kind of like this curve shape like this, come straight down.
Flag ones?
Yeah, they'll be like 6 to 8 feet tall. Would you ever do those? I think that's not a bad idea.
No, I had a really interesting concept that I ended up not really pulling the trigger on, but we had 2 of those. So every truck that when we stopped, we put them up. There were going to be like pipe holder things in the back of the truck, and we were going to put those flags in there. So our truck was parked, and then we had big flag things coming off the truck too, just to kind of draw more attention. And it just never kind of came. But I think that would be kind of interesting. I mean, draw attention. That's the point of you being there. So
Squeegee Life says, I clean the windows and go to the bank. No yard signs, no door hangers, schedule full. Boom. Wow. Boom. That is like, man, when you get to that point, it's pretty bliss. It really, really is. I mean, not a lot of people get to that point, but I think when you have the time that TJ has in his career, you get to that, and it is a super, super nice feeling.
I have to say that TJ's watching, and I'm not going to say what it was on his personal page, but he had a quote today that he wrote on there, and it was probably the funniest thing that I have heard yet this year. So I just want to say thank you to TJ for being as awesome as he is.
Well,
that's all.
You can't say that and then not read it or
personal.
Find this.
It's personal.
It's personal.
I don't want him to kick me off of being his friend, but it was fantastic. It made my day. It was a political thing, and I don't know that you want to talk about a political thing on your show, but it was fantastic.
You know what? We won't talk about it, but I do think it's crap that if we talked about it, that most likely this video would be gone. It happens to their podcast. They freaking talk about something political.
we're not going to talk about it, but of all things to be kind of like the most insane things to be happening now has been it's been interesting. And by the way, we're all small business owners, so it shocks me also when there's like this polarizing still where there's people on far sides of both of these things we're not talking about, where you would think we're all in the same mindset for a lot of it, but it's been pretty shocking.
Should we start this on and start doing this on Rumble so we could just talk about whatever we wanted to?
Dude, that would be so
how
amazing.
awesome would that would be?
I want to talk about it so bad with just a bunch of people. I want to hear like everybody's ideas on it, and yeah, I can't.
Dude, you know what I'm excited for? And we'll get to y'all questions. I'm super excited for the convention. And I it's not that I'm like convention, all the hoopla, but there is a large amount of us going that have not been together since Branson. And I think it's going to be crazy amount of fun. Like TJ's going, Seth is going, Mark is going, Jacob Williams is going, Frank Rave is going, Alex is going to go, Chris is going to go. I don't know if people know that, but they'll be there, so you'll know that they're not the same person.
Do you want to know something? I gave TJ a hug. This is actually in Branson. First time I saw him, and it wigged him out, and I ruined it. We could have been best friends.
Because you had a half friends.
I would have let him play my drum set and everything, but
no, man,
wigged him out.
That's huge. You want to play his drum set? You have a drum set?
No, but I would have.
You have like 5 guitars.
I would have let him play.
Yeah, well, that's I would have put his.
That's where I was going.
I almost said it.
Hey, I sent you that thing. Apparently, everybody's been sending you that anyway. So.
It wasn't the hug. Okay. We'll get back to you guys' question. I'm so sorry, guys. Okay, someone's talking about how they're 15 years old. Can't talk about that either on here. Anyway, so let's think about it here.
It's gone off the rails. I don't know. This is what happens when we don't do this for so long.
Yep. If I charge $100 or $200 and I take only cash and check, is that good? What do you mean by that? You mean
why would you only take cash and check? Is what I'd like to know.
Yeah.
If you're worried about a 3% and like a 50-cent per transaction fee, then you are not charging enough. If you're making $100 an hour, you can afford to pay a little bit of that to get the money instantly.
Yeah. Or this is more in line with not paying taxes and don't want to collect it through a credit card under your actual business. If that's happening, can't give you much advice, but the government does try to take a lot of money. So
yeah, as much as that sucks, it sucks way worse when you don't pay taxes.
Yeah, ask this guy.
I know people who have had. I know a guy actually started a window cleaning company. This is like 20 years ago, but for the first like 6 years of his company, he didn't like ever pay taxes. He just was like, I'm just doing this to make money. And then all of a sudden, he got a letter from the IRS, and he's like, oh, and he owed taxes. He paid those taxes. The first 6 years took him like another 8 years to pay off. Because of all the fees and compounding. And they just guess. They're like, okay, well, we assume that this is what you made then, and you didn't pay anything. So there's a fee from 5 years ago, which compounded to 4 years, to 3 years, to 2. And by the time he owed so much money.
Dude, not good.
Yeah.
I will never go down that route. I don't know. Hey, real quickly, TJ asks, hopefully the window cleaner of the year will be there. Is Mr. Eddie Stewart coming? Do any of us know? Is Eddie watching this? You going to come?
That's that older woman, right?
Older woman?
Yeah, yes. Yeah. From Texas?
Yeah. Uh-huh. Yep. Long, curly, white hair.
Yeah.
Big old gut. Yep.
Yeah.
Anyways, questions. Travis asked, hey, SteveO, what do you think about doing door hangers? I thought about doing it, just haven't had time to do it to get more business. I don't think it's not going to be the thing that changes your business. I don't think it's going to be the thing that you're going to see surge your business. But if anything, I always call it that you're planting a seed anywhere you go, and that you should just do 5 rounds, or some companies do 10 rounds. And all that is that once you clean that home, you pretty much at the end, you put a door hanger on either side of that home, and then the 3 across the street. If you want to multiply that by 2, go ahead. But I think that's the best way to do door hangers. Yeah. What do you think?
I think I agree. There's not at all ever a time where you shouldn't tell people that you exist. Like, this is why people go and do door knocking, because they need this instant thing, where the guys that have the strongest businesses have been telling everybody that they do this for 10 years. You know, tell everybody door hangers are cheap, business cigars are cheap, give them to absolutely everywhere. Everyone wear the shirts, get the wraps, be as visible as you can, because otherwise you just fade away and you're obscure.
I want to talk about something real quick before we jump into other questions, because this has been coming up a lot this year. And I know everybody in the chat will agree with this, because these are all pretty much people who we pretty much know and have been talking to for a long time. Maybe there's some new people in the chat, but my gosh, are there more people than ever trying to sell either courses or trying to basically make you pay for the time? Getting a mentor, totally different. Understand that. Understand hiring people with experience. But in our industry, to me, there's way too many young people trying to sell, call me for an hour, I'll charge you this much. Blah, 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 blah. But like, pay $5,000, you get this to make X amount in this amount of time.
Yeah.
And
it's a mimicking culture that we live in. And the problem is that that's what it is that you have these people like, you know, Harmozis and everything else, where they like give all this stuff and they have courses, and then all these guys are like, I make all this money, and they don't realize everybody else does. And you've been doing this for, 12 weeks. Like, no one's buying it. One of my most unliked people that I have out there posted something. I think I shared it with you today. And I was like, the dude, he lives in a trailer home and it's full of garbage. He's got more weeds in his lawn than anything. And he's like, it's like absolutely terrible. And he's the guy that sells a course. It's like, why? What dummy is buying that? Like, I get it. Knowledge is awesome. I would pay tens of thousands of dollars to sit with somebody who just has that knowledge and just be able to pick their brain.
Yeah.
But these people who don't, and they think that they're full of it, like, I'm not going to learn anything from somebody who thinks they know it all.
Yeah.
Like, that's not the point of anything.
Yeah.
It drives me.
There was a post on Facebook, and this was maybe like a week ago or something, and somebody was talking about how people take a social media influencer's thoughts or ideas, or they think that person is trying to tell them that's the only way to do it. And this guy even said, I was trying to train my employee on something, and the employee literally said to him, well, that's not how SteveO does it, so that's not the right way. And even I think that's bullshit for someone to say to the person that's like training them, because I've always put in my videos, here's just the way that I do stuff. I just enjoy putting this stuff out there. Like, take what you want from it. There's 1,000 ways to do this. There's no right or wrong answer. But it's like, that's one of my biggest reasons too, of like kind of drawing back a little bit on social media, is because I don't like how much someone grabs onto an idea of one person, and they take that and they're like, okay, but if that person alters that and says something else, or it feels a different way a year later, all of a sudden it's questioning that influencer. Mm-hmm. Well, why do you think that way now? It's like, oh my gosh, I can't have different opinions about different stuff. I can't even say that I like this new squeegee rubber because now it's that other squeegee rubber.
No, you wrong. Said you like this. Oh, you mean when this one didn't exist?
But to go back to like how many young guys are trying to charge for this help. Yes, it's definitely a trend. You're exactly right on that. But it shocks me, because I think so many people are getting into the business and doing this. And we talk to so many of them that, like, one, I'm not going to stop you from doing, and if that motivates you, great. But like, be careful out there. I mean, that's pretty much all I can say about it. But like, be careful. Ask for the validity of who these people are, because that doesn't happen enough. And social media, someone could put out the most negative post, and all of a sudden that person is a positive influence, right? So it doesn't make sense. So
here's the interesting. The chat right now is filled with a ton of amazing people who have been doing this a long time. There's a lot of people who are incredibly hungry that are here. But I would ask this one question: what in window cleaning is absolute? Meaning, like, what in window cleaning is there only one answer to? And I bet you not one person can come up with something, because there's not. Like, it is not water fed all the time. It is not traditional all the time. It is not, there's like, hey, this is what I find. I don't think people should buy billboards. I don't think they work very well. And then you hear other people like, I did, and they worked well. Awesome. Guess what? I didn't. That's not a like hard fact. That's just an opinion. It's like, there are no hard facts. It's an always be learning, and every day the industry is different than it was yesterday. I mean, I would really think now that more people have water fed than don't have water fed that are window cleaners. I bet you that is an absolute real statistic now. And it's probably a lot heavier on the water fed side. Not to say that it's not needed. It's just that wasn't like that in 10 years ago where you were still trying to convince people that water fed's awesome.
Yep, exactly. I mean, it is the main trend item for sure. Like on my channel, you know, I used to get questions so much about like 2 years ago or even last summer, hey, when you would ladder that, how would you clean it with a squeegee? Or why aren't you cleaning with this size of squeegee? And now all it is why aren't you cleaning that with water fed? Why aren't you cleaning that with water fed? Why aren't you cleaning that with water fed? Luke started posting like beginning of the season, like beginning of summer, end of spring. And he was telling Luke the window cleaner.
Oh, sorry. He stole the name from you?
Yeah, man. Can you believe that? Can you believe that? Yeah,
I got new guys.
I gotta send him my cease and desist, man. Ooh, let me get into that too.
Hey, you can just copy and paste.
What was I talking about?
Before you were talking about your legal troubles. Before that, you were talking about even Luke.
Oh yeah, just amount of comments of just like, hey, why aren't you using water fed for everything? Yeah. Victor Garul,
you got so flustered there for a second.
Okay, so I want to tell you about something just so that like this year, this whole thing on like my side has gotten really strange outside of window cleaning, and that I have finally, I don't say finally as in that it was like an achievement, but I've been getting really weird phone calls, really weird voicemails from people who are actually trying to contact me for SteveO from Jackass. And so I had this dude who called me and literally tried to, he was super, super strange, and then went into that he was going to send me a cease and desist because I was using SteveO as the first name. And I asked this guy, I said, what's your name? He goes, I'm God. And it just went into like this crazy, crazy thing. So I have more like drawn back from this stuff more than ever because it's gotten weird, like totally outside of the window cleaning world, but it's super, it's not fun. Social media is not fun. It's like a very, very toxic thing when you take it outside of the realm of what you're trying to like help. It sucks.
I would have said, excuse me, sir, I would love to see your cease and desist written on crayon. Please send it to me. Well, you don't have my address? You'll figure it out. You're God.
Should have had you there, man.
I would have had that. I wouldn't have had the picture in the background. I would have had that cease and desist written in crayon. You know, would have said like FedEx Kinko's in the top of it or whatever. I would have had that in my framed in the back.
Is that even a thing anymore? Kinko's?
Maybe he'd figure it
out. Let's see here. I don't know. I mean, I'm sorry, guys. It is, you know, it's been a crazy few months, and yeah. Let's see. Where are we at, Josh? We were at. Oh, this is actually a really good question, and everyone I know will chime in. Kimball Barlow said, "I bid a job for $1,350 for 165 windows for just inside and out. Is that about right?"
There's so much information missing on that one. Is it windows? By windows, do you mean panes? Is it route or residential or commercial? Is it above 3 stories?
Yeah.
Is there a lift needed? Is it close to your area? Is there frequency? When were they cleaned last? Is it a construction clean? There's lots of extra info in that.
Yeah. So if you can let us know, that'd be great. But hey, if it's like 165 windows, I think I would be in the realm of, let's just say, casement, 165 windows. I think I would do right around 1,600, 1,500. Yeah. $4 to $5 a side dish. No, nobody else. Okay.
I think that's ballpark.
Going twice. Cool. Victor Gruel. SteveO, what do you dislike most about doing residential? I hate cleaning screens. In the chat, what do you hate most about cleaning residential? I actually love cleaning residential. What I hate is window wells. And I'd be really interested to see how many people actually have window wells in their areas, because I guess Texas doesn't have them, because Austin's told me that when he sees those in my videos, he knows nothing about it. Did they have window wells in Wisconsin?
Yeah, they have. Wow. There's basements there where I live now. There are none at all, so I can see how people don't know what a window well is.
Yeah, it's horrible though. You have to bend down, and then your legs start filling with blood, and you're just it's a bad day.
I have a family member who just like a week ago fell in one. She was washing, looking up, and tripped and fell into it and hit her head on the cement block in the inside and was stuck like in the window well.
Oh man,
yeah, like just upside down, like bleeding.
Oh wow! And this is a family member or just someone you know?
No, family member.
Shizer.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Cleaning windows or just cleaning in
she
general?
was just like cleaning something else. Her husband was home, so she like called and he like helped her. She's got a big old nugget now, but
oh man, it's always like those like well, it's not really a small fall, but it's like those tinier kind of things like that are like what always mess people up so bad.
The ones you don't think about, you don't prep for, you don't. Yeah.
My old partner Jim fell in he was on like a little 3-foot step ladder, just cleaned a window inside of a bathroom, and it just went out from underneath him, and he bopped his head right on the side of the bathtub, just bleeding everywhere. I wasn't there for it, but it was horrible.
That could have been lights out. Like,
yeah, exactly.
It's like almost as bad as, almost as lucky as getting an ear piercing.
Yeah, exactly. Why can't we just talk about it?
I know.
Man, I mean,
here's a great question though.
Yeah.
From Clear Vision, what do I do, or what to do if I have no car and can't get a car due to my @GE
age?
Sorry.
Yep.
I'm running out of places near my house I can bike to, and my mom and dad are busy with work.
First, great job. That's awesome that you are going out there and trying to do that at your age. That is really, really cool. I don't know really what to tell you to do though. That is a hard question, and you're not the first one to bring it up.
Here's the part of the problem is that means that they're still trying to do like door knocking, and that's their advertising. So the fact is that when you can get into a neighborhood, you'd have to get over there, dropped off. You don't know what you have. Now, if you were advertising and you got somebody, then you could schedule them, and then you would know when you'd have to get there. And then if you have to hire somebody who happens to have a license, they could tote you around. But just to go somewhere to hope to get a sale, that is the absolute slowest and hardest thing for you to do when you could be advertising from the chair that you can go and you don't have to worry about driving. You just have to worry about getting to the job once you have it scheduled.
Billy Bob actually brought up a good idea. Buy a golf cart. Who also did this? Grayson, the kid in Texas, he did that. He bought a golf cart, and he was like doing route jobs in a golf cart. Now, it depends on the town that you live in if you can take a golf cart on public roads, but that could be a great way, honestly, of doing it. I don't see why not.
Don't you need a golf cart for your grounds? Like the property you live in so big, you kind of have to get to like the other side with the golf cart?
I don't. But my town does allow golf carts that if you just want to ride around on golf carts, you totally can. So there's quite a few people in my neighborhood that actually have golf carts, but now it didn't come with the house. So
quite a few people in your neighborhood have golf carts, huh? Anybody else
like one home.
have a neighborhood
all racing around on golf
carts? A lot of their neighbors have golf carts. Just wondering.
My favorite thing when you go to Florida is when you see the golf cart commercials for the golf cart dealerships. I don't know why, but that makes me really happy every time I go to Florida.
There are like 5 golf cart stores here, and like you drive by and one's like Bent Wrench or whatever, and they just have golf carts on. I'm like, who's buying these golf carts? Like,
do they have the lifted golf carts?
With like lifted ones and fancy ones and paint jobs and like
subs? Just
like all the stuff. That's just what I want to do is buy a golf cart for like 20 G's.
Why not, man? That's living the dream, man. We've missed so many questions here that I don't even know. Let's see here. Hookset Ninja.
If you have a question, by the way, and we're not reading it, please repost it in the comments. By the way, giving thumbs up and hearts and posting and commenting, even if they're throttling you, like TJ, comment as much as possible because it helps.
Yeah. For some reason now, I don't know what it is. Maybe TJ would see this in his lives too. The likes don't update while we're on here. The views don't update. Nothing updates while you're on here anymore.
Weird.
I don't know. YouTube's losing it. $60 on Ubers for the day, Isaiah says. Wow. Do you use Ubers to go from job to job? Could you imagine that? Holy.
Well, I mean, if you're getting to, I would pay $60 to Uber around if I had $1,000 day. That makes sense. But like to go hope I get some jobs from it doesn't make much sense. I don't think, but I'm just a nobody, so it doesn't matter.
But you would have to pay for an Uber XL every time. You got to fit your Xero Pure in the back. You got to fit your ladder in the back.
I thought you were calling me fat. No. Cool. I need an Uber XL. Cool.
Kister said, what percentage of your res work is both in and out? 95%.
Yeah, I was going to say
Yeah.
probably 87.7%.
I love going inside. I don't understand why you wouldn't go inside.
I hate going inside.
Really?
Because then I got to touch their stuff. I got to see all their dumb porcelain kittens in the window and their tchotchkes, and then I got to move their white couch. Dude, this is a real story. I was in a house. We always took our shoes off and usually had booties. We didn't have booties, so I'm walking around in socks, and I'm with a new guy. He moves the couch so I can show how to get to a window and start staging it. There is probably no less than 30 dog loafs under this couch. This little stupid Chihuahua thing was just taking dumps under the couch. And we moved it, and I stepped in dog poop in the house. I hate touching people's stuff. I hate people's houses.
I mean, this time of year, though, doing the inside is so nice because you find that air conditioning vent right below a window, and you just let your shorts open a little bit, and you
do that one nice really slow.
Yeah, this is so good. This is so great. And then, hour later, you're on the roof, just dying and just sweating your butt off. It's the best time of year.
Here's a side note. I know you've kind of gotten out of the field, but this is the hottest year, I think. I feel like in for a very, 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 very long time, this heat spell that we're in, it would really suck. It would really suck to be working outside.
I feel like though, maybe July was always the worst month. End of June was always horrible. And to me, the 100-degree days were better because I would just stop sweating, which was I knew I was at a point where it was like, well, I'm not going to soak my shirt anymore, but this is not going to
when my eyes stop burning. I'm like, better drink some more water because there's no sweat in my eyes right now.
And then exactly, Mike has a great point from the window, guys. How do you poop unless you do inside? I mean, what are you going to do?
Dude, I don't go to the bathroom except my own bathroom at my house.
On vacation.
At all.
You don't go to the bathroom.
I go to an office every day and ask me how many times I've gone to the bathroom in my own office.
Seriously? Even a whiz?
No, I'll take a leak, but
okay. Yeah.
Number two is
I mean, I would say in my days, least dominated over 1,000 bathrooms in customers' homes. There's even favorite bathrooms that I had that when I went, I said, you know what? I gotta go to the bathroom at Cherie's home or whatever. That was just that was the thing.
Why does the window cleaner have a newspaper with them?
And you go in these homes that have such luxurious bathrooms. You get some you look around, you're like, how the hell do people afford this stuff? Yeah, it's amazing. Gives you ideas, why not? What were we even talking about? This came up. I don't know.
TJ just said he's also a home dukier. The greatest term ever, by the way.
You just got to keep a bottle of Febreze Febreze was first, but then when Poopery came out, you got to put this little thing of that in your 6-gallon bucket, or it's right next to your putty knife or something. You just have it there. So what if they see it?
You were like a pro pooper.
Yeah, you had to know
you
what
brought
you were doing.
Condiments with you,
yeah. You didn't know what kind of poo it was going to be. You didn't know. You didn't know if the customers all come downstairs and knock on the door, and you had to.
No, they're cleaning in here. There's no windows in there, sir.
Man, yeah. I mean, you gotta go. I mean, it's just life. I honestly, I never had a customer tell me I couldn't go to the bathroom in a home, but I did have one time where outside only, and when you have to go poop real bad is not a good time. I had to have Alfredo. He had to go poop one time, and he had to drive my old Toyota Tacoma stick shift, and he didn't know how to drive stick shift. And this was his first time, and he had to go poop real bad. Ooh. So that didn't go well. I think he pooped his pants.
Oh, that's yeah. Thanks to MG303. Cool name, bro. He just called me old, and he said, "Who still reads a newspaper?"
Is this someone you know or something?
No, I don't know. They're just calling me old. I don't know.
Are newspapers? Do people still get newspapers? Oh yeah, people in their 70s, 80s.
You want to know something weird? In my town, no one pays for a newspaper. They just throw it at your house, and you have to actually call them and be like, "Stop giving me the newspaper." And then every 6 months, it just starts back up. They just give them to everybody.
Wow!
Stop littering newspapers everywhere.
I get this magazine all the time that I just use to light my light my fires, do all that stuff. Keeps me warm. It's super nice. It comes once a month. It's great.
Weird that you're in there all the time. Yeah, once a month. Thanks.
Anyways, Wand Wizard, besides Dawn soap, what's the best soap? This is a great topic. This is the soap year. We talked about this in the warehouse video. Besides Dawn soap, what's the best soap going around right now? What do you think?
I was just gonna say we're talking about what was it, the Home Duke year, and then we have a Wand Wizard.
Wand Wizard.
That's good. It was a perfect pairing. That's all.
I get the best names on this podcast. It's really, really amazing. Isaias, have a good day. Yeah, soap wise, Maker Crush, really, really good. I think the best for the price out of all the choices.
I have a question because you've said that now a few times. Even when we did the warehouse tour, you're like, Orange Crush for the price is the best soap out there. If it was all the same price, what would be the best soap?
Crazy Larry's.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep. I look at it this way in that it has it's very well concentrated, has a nice smell to it. I do like Crazy Larry's. That's my favorite one, but it's really expensive. Like $24.99 for 16 ounces of soap that you're using for window clean is not cheap. So, I mean, that's the reason why I really like saying now. Once Maker Crush came out, I tried it for a bit. It's really, really good.
Victor wants to know, how's the Space Cowboy? Have you used that on the glass?
I have not used the Space Cowboy. Yeah.
I don't like the container. That sounds really petty, I know.
Really?
But it's like a sriracha container, and it just is like in your hand, doesn't feel like I think it's gonna explode and break, and then it's just gonna drive me nuts.
Is it like a thin plastic?
Kind of, yeah.
Oh man, yeah. You know, soap is soap. I've always said this of even like doing like soap reviews. It's kind of like, how can you really tell from a video that a soap is good? Because everybody's like feeling the windows a little bit different. I like Ettore Brass. You like
No Dawn guy. I like Dawn. I like Glass Gleam. I like the classics. Like, I'm also not stuck on the smell where people are like, oh, this one's so good because I can get fragrances and touches of nutmeg. I like to just a normal like good soap. I like Dawn. Squeegee Life just said Apple Dawn. I didn't know there was an Apple Dawn, but that's probably amazing.
It's apple bottom.
Apple bottom jeans, boots with the fur. Now, if you want to call me old, now you can do it.
TJ likes the ammonia in there, but I don't know. I would say that when you use the actual window cleaning soaps, one thing I don't love about Dawn is sometimes it bleeds too much. I don't know if you ever found that.
I have almost no bubbles in my soap though, so I get no bleed.
So boring.
Yeah. It's the bubbles that bleed. The bubbles bleed and bubbles bleed.
They bleed, but it makes a more fun day for you.
It's true. True.
Yeah. Then people look and they're like, "Wow, you're so good."
Dude,
or if you just like putting water in a window, they're like, "What is this dude doing?"
When we were the last time we were at the warehouse, and I like smoked you, I like beat you speed contest. We won't talk about that.
Yeah,
but I was using your mix, and it was like I felt like I was putting pudding on the. They're like, you feel the soap. There were so many bubbles. I know it's for pictures and stuff.
I put some extra.
So much. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is driving me crazy.
I just think it's hilarious that all you have to do to make a video like literally go like whatever window cleaning viral means. Yeah. You just have to make it super freaking soapy.
Yeah.
And then it just works.
It's
like, have you ever seen a viral video of just your kind of water that anyone even enjoys?
Nobody enjoys that. No. No. My content sucks, but I don't do that kind of content either. So that's just for me. But it's like carpet cleaning. Nobody wants to watch you clean carpets. They want those like super dirty, nasty rat ones where you like suck it up and they're like, ooh.
Yeah. Yeah. Like if you go in a customer's home to make like a satisfying video of carpet cleaning, just take some mud, throw it over the floor. Don't tell the customer to clean it up. Boom. You're freaking famous. That's all it takes these days. 7-second clip. You're just
do it.
Super freaking famous. Oh man. Sorry if we didn't get to your questions. Let's just try to go through here real quickly and see if we missed any. Let's see. We did the bid for that many windows. Victor, about what I dislike. Oh, this is a really great question to end on. Kister asks, do you ever clean commercial stuff at night to avoid people? You know what? I didn't, but I think I lost some jobs because of that. I always talk about this one dealership that forever haunts me that we lost back in 2019, and it came out of nowhere. It was such a good account. It was like $3 grand like a week. I mean, like, and lost it out of nowhere. And it was just because the guy gave it to their like son's friend or something like that. But then again, I thought about it and it was like, it probably would have been better in a dealership to do always the inside when no one was there. So therefore you don't ever mess up. Like you would always do it on a Monday with like their least busiest day. But I never did much stuff at night, but I think it's a great idea. Did you do a lot of stuff at night?
Not a lot, but we did a bunch of, so we did concrete, like pressure washing night runs, which we did like, actually we had route concrete. So we do their people's facade, their face of the building every month. And on top of that, we also, in the same kind of night crew, we did some train stations, car dealers, movie theater. We did a bunch of stuff, some night stuff, but the train stations were great because we could run lines. The train stopped at whatever it was, 9 o'clock. So by the time we get out there around midnight, they'd be able to run lines and hoses and everything across the tracks and cleaning all the stuff. There'd be overhead bridges and stuff, and you get all that done and never in the way. And it was water fed. You just put some lights up. It's well lit anyway and works pretty well.
Nice. Yeah. I definitely think there's a place for it in any sort of, this is still janitorial services. So, I mean, it's definitely
I think it's slight though. There's a lot of like, I always just tell people like, be seen, not heard, like just clean. No one cares you're there. Like no one's gonna be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe there's people cleaning in the store. They're like, they're cleaning.
Right. Yeah.
You know, how many window cleaners have you actually seen before you were a window cleaner? You probably never noticed one ever until you became a window cleaner. Yeah, exactly. I really didn't know that even window cleaners cleaned like storefronts or commercial, anything like that, you know? Yeah. Window cleaners of Brandon said that commercial at night is shady. Just go ahead and turn lights on. You can get rid of the shade. Like if there's no moon, light. Or you be a Jacob and bring a poop pew. So, you know, why not? I once did bring protection once when I went to one area. I was very scared and I brought protection just in case. So I carried with me every day to the office because where my office was, I got a really good deal on the building. So it wasn't that great of an area. Do you still have that building? Do you still own that building? I do. I do. Yes. Let me think about that. My gosh. Yes. I'm like carrying a mortgage for somebody. So yeah. Oh, I sold it, but on lane contract. So yes. Oh, fun. That's great. Well, that's an hour and that's about it. But thank you for everybody for coming and watching. We don't have the crowd that we usually do, but my gosh, it was a great crowd. And we had all the best ones. We just didn't have all the filler. We had the best ones in there. Yeah. Wow, these comments are great. A condom or a gun with a little kitty crying. That's Wand Wizard. Like the best name ever. Let's see. Anything big going on? Not really. This is kind of like the lull of summer. What do you have going on? I just want to talk about politics, but I'm not going to. I want to talk about it so bad. So bad. Anyway, if you haven't yet, please do go check out American Window Cleaner magazine. Yes, it's a real paper magazine after I talked about newspapers and MG so-and-so called me old. But yes, it's a paper magazine, a real magazine. So go and get that. Go to awcmag.com. And Steve here thrives on his success of this YouTube channel. So if you haven't yet subscribed, you're here on the channel, please click the subscribe button. It's free and it will show him that you love him. So, hey, doing a very fun giveaway this month. If you're interested in being a part of it, I'm giving away it's like a 65-gallon Yeti cooler. I thought, why not for summer? So if you want to enter an order with me, just give me a text at 970-214-9522 and you will get entered. Only orders over 10 grand get entered. So I mean, it's nothing. No, it can be 90. Okay. You can do more than one 10 grand order in a month and you'll get 2 entries for that. So this guy knows the truth. That right there. All righty. Well, cool deal. Hope y'all are staying cool, which I know you're not, but winter's coming soon. So make the most out of it. And we'll see a lot of you at the huge convention. Hopefully we'll be back before then, but I ain't promising nothing. All right. See y'all later. Bye-bye.